a duplicate with our custom app. So we've realized that duplicate fields is also an issue. Not just having duplicate records, but checking if you have duplicate fields, and then unused fields as well, the same principle as that. Then I did a bit of reading in terms of what other people are saying, and this was quite an interesting quote for me, is it doesn't just clutter your CRM, it distorts your insights, waste your resources, can harm your customer experience, and risk legal breaches. A lot of you are in the business where if you send something twice and they've got 2 contracts, it might be an issue. So regular checks for this is important. And those are the main tools that we're going to focus on today, looking at how you can manage that. So yeah, let's just go to this. Let's go Bitrix, and then I can show you actual examples. Right. So the following modules we have available to do the merging in. So we've got leads, we've got deals, so we've got contacts, companies, and SPAs. So on leads, contacts, and companies, you've got a little tool built into Bitrix that can search the duplicates for you. On deals, you have to merge them manually. We often do that where we've got 2 customers having 2 proposals coming from different sources, and then we merge it as one. So those are the modules that we can look at today. And then there's different ways to do it. So we're going to start with leads, and then we can look at this gear over here, top right. Okay, so if we click on that, we get the option to say, do we want to do this manually or do we want Bitrix to do this automatically? Just some technical challenges here. But okay. You know, they talk about the demo gods. The screen would go off the moment you are busy presenting something. Right, let's try again. Okay, so if you go to your gear over here, top right, you will see there's a drop down with options for duplicate control and find and merge duplicates. So one happens automatically every day or every week or every month, however you would schedule it. And once it's where Bitrix scans all your records that you have at the moment, and then you can decide if you want to merge it automatically or you want to go through it one by one. And Bitrix will also highlight the ones that are just like almost a duplicate, but not really. So the first option you have that says find and merge duplicates, if you click that, you've got these options. You can tell Bitrix if it's 100% exact match, merge them automatically daily, once a week, once every 2 weeks. You can pick the schedule that you would want to use, or if you always want to do that manually, you pick never. It will pop up then every day in terms of if duplicates were merged or how often your schedule is set to. You will have a little pop-up top right that says, I've got so many contacts that were merged. Let's look at the manual option in terms of how you can merge them. So if I go to duplicate control, Bitrix gives you the options to say what defines a duplicate. Sometimes one person has more than one contact number, so it's one person, 2 different inquiries it looks like, but it's actually the same one. That's why you have the option over here. If I click on change, I can say, what do I classify as a duplicate? So for this, I'm going to leave the setting like that, and then I will start the scan. So when I'm starting the scan, Bitrix is now running through all my leads The same thing happens with contacts and companies to see where do I have a duplicate, and it gives me a list. So now I can say, okay, merge automatically. So Bitrix will merge the exact duplicates automatically. So I'm going to go for that. Then it will run in the back, take information and merge it. So how merging in Bitrix works is if I've got this lead and it has a product interest field ticked, and I've got this lead and that has a product interest field ticked as well. Whichever one I pick as the main one will keep the information. But if this one has got a product interest and maybe this one's got source information, so the main one is still blank, it will add the information to that one. So it can't override, it will literally merge what is blank. So now it tells me those were done automatically. And now I can go to merge duplicates manually. So it'll pop up and show you these are the two records. Then you can decide, are you merging it or not? Is it an exact match or not? Sometimes it looks like a duplicate, but it is not a duplicate. So it shows me the information here, and this is a typical example to say this field is empty, but this one has information. So when I merge them, this will be the final result of the information. Same with source. But if I go over here, I can see it is coincidentally exactly the same, but there's contacts and there's no contact and company, so it would move there. This one's got a province in Mpumalanga, this one's got Gauteng. This is a typical example now. So whichever one I pick as the master, this information will stay. So let's say we're going to pick this one that's got the most information in it. I'm saying this is my master. Then on the left, it shows me this is what the final record will look like. So you can see there, it's saying, okay, that's a difference, it will change. That's a difference that it will change, and now use Mpumalanga that I've picked as my main one. If you have individual fields that you say, okay, yes, I know this is the main one, but I want this specific information to be on the final record, you can do this and pick and say, okay, although this is my main record, this specific field, I want the Gauteng province. And then I'll say merge, and then it will run the merge. It will show you the next one. Same process. So then you can run through them one by one. This is a good example of lots of duplicates, but there's a specific reason for it. So if you can pick up over here, it's all got my phone number because it's for me to test some of the functionalities. So now I can say, okay, yes, it is duplicates, or I can just skip and say, it's just the same contact person, but he's part of multiple companies. So I can either merge it, or I can just say do it later. And now you can run through your whole list and pick them and say, do I really want this to be merged or not? Another example, phone number the same, different companies, different email addresses, different contacts. So that's on my leads doing the check. But if I want to do it manually, I've picked up while I'm working with this lead, oh, okay, these are duplicates. You can also do that to say, maybe this is the same company, but it's different people. I can select those two leads and I can manually merge them over here. So it's not a search running through everything. It's as you're working with it, you can see this is a duplicate. Then I can do this and say merge. It's going to follow the same process, asking me what's the master, which one should stay, and if there's specific information that you want to swap from one to the other, you can still select that over here. So that's the way it works on leads. Contacts and companies is exactly the same way. If I go to contacts and I click on my gear over here, you can see I've got duplicate control and find and merge duplicates. Okay, find and merge is where I set it up to do it automatically for me on a specific schedule. And this one is where I do it manually. Same on companies. Find and merge, duplicate control. On deals, we don't have the search because especially in our business, I've got multiple deals with one specific customer at the same time. So yes, it is 2 sales that I'm busy with. So you might pick it up manually, and then you can do the same thing like I showed you with leads. If I see this, oh, this is the same service that I'm selling, I can pick both of them and then I can merge. Okay, so I'm going to follow the merge process over here. It will warn me. Let's see, if you don't mind, if you can just mute, or Jess, you can mute from our side. Now you can see I've got less because those have been merged. Then if we look at the smart processes, SPAs, that works the same way as deals. There's no scanning available to search for it, but if you pick up a duplicate like this one, for example, I think, oh, we thought this was 2, but it's maybe the accountant and the manager inquired, and it's actually the same company that been signed up for a service. You can do the same thing. You can click. It's just on a different place. You go to the bottom and you select merge and apply. It does warn you every time, and then it asks you what's the master. Same principle as the rest. So I'm going to pick that one, and then I can pick the right service. Maybe I want to get just a service from that one, and I'll click merge. So now I've removed the risk of maybe because we log tasks and things on our SPAs, on our smart processes, then it will be on one. You don't have skewed reporting and different people. You think it's your customer, and I think it's my customer. So yeah, I'll share an article with you afterwards about some of the pitfalls of having duplicate items. So let's do a quick summary on leads. You've got the option to Bitrix to do it every day for you, or you can do it manually. Find and merge gives you the option to do it automatically. Same feature available on contacts and companies. On deals, you do it manually when you identify them, and on your smart processes or custom processes, however you want to use the SPAs, that is how that works. So what we have found is with implementing with our customers, so some too many cooks spoil the broth, or sometimes you plan things different ways. You have 2 fields that are the same thing, and it messes up your data. So to investigate that, I used to export everything, put it into Excel, show me what's duplicates, but luckily I've got a clever team of developers, so they built a tool. It's brand new, so we haven't put it on our product list yet, so you can tell us if you want to use it. We'll keep you posted, where I can search for duplicate fields, and it shows me, is it an exact match or not? And then addition to that is we've also said, can we search for fields that doesn't have data? So duplicates, I need to know, does it have data? Because you can't just delete the one field. Well, you're welcome, you can, but that data will be gone. And if it's empty, then it's easy. I can see this field's not being used, it's redundant. Let me just delete it. So this app, I'll show you how it works on our Bitrix. We've got very detailed instructions of how it works. So if you want the app and we implement it for you, this is how it works. So it gives you detailed instructions in terms of what to do, because you need a webhook, so to be able to plug into your Bitrix to do that. So what I'm going to do over here, is just split that for us. So you can see the instructions. So over here, I'm going to go to developer tools as per the instruction. I'll go to developer resources. Then I'll go to select other. This is recorded if you want to review it afterwards. And then I'll select inbound webbook. And now it's giving me a link over here. Remember to name your webbook. That's one thing the developers taught me. I'm not so clued up with all the webbooks, is what does it do? So I'm going to say field comparison. And then as per the instructions here, you go to the permissions and you will select CRM. So it's bloody self-explanatory, even like me, if you're not a developer. Then I will copy this link and save. Now I can go back over here. I'm going to maximize that screen for us. So I will add the webbook that I copied, and then I need to tell Bitrix, okay, where am I checking for duplicate fields? Okay, so we are going to use, let's use leads to say, okay, search, where do I have fields that are exactly the same? So over here you can see, okay, product interest is the same. They're both numbers. It is 88% match, so it's not 100%, but in this case, it should actually be the same thing. And then it warns you to say this does contain data. Over here, these are custom fields at the back. Number of rooms, the same thing. Number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, looks the same, but it's not the same thing. If you have a lot of fields and you don't want to view it this way, you can just say download. You can download the Excel, and then you have that to manage it if you have a lot. The same applies to our field that checks for empty fields that doesn't have any data. It shows you these are the fields, this is a type of field, and then you can review it manually and decide what you want to do with it. So this app we can load for you once it's on our marketplace. So let's go back to Bitrix. There is a very nice article on the Bitrix help as well. After this, we will share this link with you as well, just to recap and refresh. And it also gives you some definitions in terms of what does it merge, what does it see as a duplicate, phone numbers, emails, company names, and all of that. So that's our tool. You can look at companies, contacts, deals, and leads in terms of merging them. So happy spring cleaning. If you're interested in our app, you can please pop us a mail and we can have a conversation. So that was it, a quick one. Like I said, happy spring cleaning.